What's going on, guys? It's Vegeta. We're looking at the boulder build because people have been asking me to make one. Let's get right into it, right? So we're running a Shaco. If you want to do boss killing, you can run a God Slayer. Just have a really good aspect roll on it, and you should be fine. In most situations, when you are killing a boss, a God Slayer is going to be better. Shaco is just overall more stable. I mean, it's a Shaco, obviously. The God Slayer is conditional, the Shaco isn't. We're going to be running Juggernauts on the full DR chestplate, total armor, flat DR, damage reduction from close, because everything that we're going to be killing is going to be in our face, and damage reduction while fortified. We're going to be fortified a lot. Try to get a max roll at this because the armor cap is like 13.5 or something, but this will put you over with no problem. We're running Retaliation on the gloves. We're looking for willpower, attack speed, crit strike chance. I chose critical strike damage with earth skills. If I'm going to be critting with Boulder, I want to hit hard. Big rock. Your core skills are going to deal up to a percentage increased damage based on the amount of fortify. That's why we have a pretty large health pool, because we get more fortify, and that value determines the value of retaliation damage. Tibs, because we have two ways to proc Unstoppable here, so we have about 100% uptime on our Tibs damage, and we're going to be doing that through Earth and Bulwark, and we're going to be doing that through Trample as well. So you should always have about 100% uptime on Tibs. Symbiotic on the boots. Looking for all stats, willpower, movement, speed, spirit cost reduction. Symbiotic, when the nature's Fury key passive triggers a free skill, your non-ultimate cooldowns of the opposite type are reduced by 5 seconds. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, it helps you get back to Boulder. It helps you get back to your bar quicker, right? I decided to go for attacks reduce evade cooldown by 1.2 seconds. I feel like that's better conditionally for me. Like, in a situation, right, if you were to run max evade charges, it's like, shoop, 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 whatever. Oh shit, now I'm out of evade charges, and you still have the Juggernaut cooldown increase to get back to those 3 charges. Yeah, can you move a little bit quicker? I guess if you're not attacking stuff, yeah, 3 charges is better because you can clear more space. When you're attacking things, I don't want to look at my bar and be like, oh shit, I don't have a cooldown. Like, I don't have an evade. Like, that, I would get very mad. So, it's all personal preference. I like the attacks reduce evade cooldown. A lot of people run max evade charges. I don't feel that max evade charges are that great. We're playing Accelerating on this absolutely goated one-handed axe. When I drop this thing in a Nightmare Dungeon or it was a vault, I was ecstatic. Accelerating, obviously your crit with core skills are going to increase your attack speed, right, for 5 seconds. Whatever. When we're accelerating, we're probably dipping into Tib's unstop damage as well, right? The Tib's damage off of Unstoppable. So, we're pretty much always hitting accelerating. Totem of Metamorphic Stone, right? You're going to need this to make Boulder a core skill, obviously. And it deals a added percentage of normal damage. Don't run it on a two-hander. It's bugged on a two-hander. I tested it. It caps at 120. Even if it says like 200, you're not getting 200. You're getting 120 because it's bugged. Running all stats, willpower, critical strike chance, cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is going to be the most important part on this piece. For rings, we're running Circle of Natural Balance. Casting a Storm skill grants your Earth skills 45% crit strike damage for 4 seconds. What else lasts 4 seconds? Oh wow, our Tibbs bonus. Look at what we did there. Right? So, and then it increases your critical strike chance. So, that's why I'm dipping so hard into critical strike damage with Earth skills, because the crit strike chance on this build is actually pretty good. Ring of Starless Skies. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't have a Ring of Starless Skies. It's fine. Run a crit ring like this. Run your crit strike chance. Run your crit strike damage. Run max life so you can hit fortify like quicker, and then just play resource gen or play cooldown reduction, like whatever your build is missing. If you have no gen issues, then yeah, then chase the damage. But that second ring would look something like this, 2F4, and then just play Umbra on it. And then the Dolmen Stone is going to be the heart of the build. Nature Magic skill cooldown reduction is going to be the most important part of this item. The resource gen, kind of like the second. Rank stall, Wrath skills, yeah, but you know, you really need the cooldown reduction to get this synergy really well working. When we look at the stats and mats, right, our movement speed is 126, so that's pretty good. Anything under 120, I would look for more movement speed. Armor cap, yeah, 14.5. We're sitting at about 26,000 life, so that's going to be basically our fortify pool, which is going to power retaliation, which is going to double dip into two more things. So your damage while fortified, right, 67. Damage versus crowd control, right, damage with nature magic, right, your vuln damage, crit strike damage with earth, right, crit strike versus crowd, crit strike damage flat. You see where this is adding up. When we look at the boons, obviously we're taking wariness for more damage reduction. Going to be taking swooping attacks for more attack speed. The faster we hit things, the better the build works. Who would have guessed? Energize, restore 10 spirit. So we're always dealing damage with Boulder. Every time it's spinning, every time we're accelerating, we get the boulders moving faster, right? We're restoring more spirit so we can continuously spam boulders. Calm before the storm is needed. Nature magic, right? So you can get your ultimate skill back a little bit faster. Petrify. Paragon boards. Let's take a look-ski here, right? I'm going to be running exploit in the first one for the vuln damage. Should look something like this. Whatever nodes around here you want to pick up, not really that important. Just make sure you hit the bonus here. Then we're going to be playing the Constricting Tendrils board with Spirit here for the crit strike damage. Picking up Nature's Will. And we're going to be picking up Courage. We want more max life. It's going to give us a higher Fortify pool. That Fortify pool is going to equal damage through retaliation. Damage to elites, damage to crowd control, and more max life on this node. It's nice. Then this board here, we are going to be playing, I believe this is Ancestral, yeah, Ancestral Guidance with Outmatch, picking up core skill damage along the way, picking up more skill damage, picking up more max life. And then we're running Inner Beast for Undaunted, playing Nimble for the attack speed, Determination for the willpower, to go ahead and hit I believe this actually allows us to hit one bonus node on this board. No, that's intel. Okay. And Havoc for crit strike damage and physical. The last board is going to be Earth and Devastation, and we're playing Earth and Sky here, right? Earth and Power here, and the Press here. So, that's basically going to be the build. Oh, skill tree. How could we forget the skill tree? We're obviously taking the Wind Shear just so we can get to the next tree. Picking up Ranks of Shred. Max this out, right? Taking Primal. Well, actually you take one. It's max because I'm rocking a Shaco. You take one for this. And then you'd go ahead and you'd play the Primal Shred. Earth and Bulwark. You're going to want this. Is how we're going to get our Fortify, right? Makes you unstoppable, obviously, right? And innate, you're going to be dealing a little bit of damage. You're going to be picking up 2 ranks of Ancestral Fortitude, non-physical resistances by 10%. You can dip into this more if you want, if your resistances are a little bit off. Next board, we're picking up 1 in Elemental Exposure, right? We want to make them vulnerable. And we're maxing Endless Tempest. Increases duration of Hurricane, because we need the Hurricane up so we can continuously cast boulders. So we put ranks into Hurricane, right? We have 8 ranks of Hurricane, which is pretty insane. And we went the Savage Hurricane route. It's basically more DR. Boulder, obviously, is going to be the core skill of the build. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, max that out, take the natural Boulder. It gives you increased strike chance. One's to Crushing Earth, knocks back opponents. Yeah, we're knocking them back through Boulder when they're spinning. Taking 2 into Safeguard. And we're taking 3 into Stone Guard. Trample. We're taking Trample to proc the Unstop so we can get the Tibbs damage. We're going Enhanced, and we're going Savage. Savage is for the Spirit Return. Pretty simple. Taking 1 into Neurotoxin. Right. 3 ranks of Venom. And 1 in Toxic Claws. This board here, we're taking 3 ranks of Defiance. We're playing Petrify. We're not going all the way to Supreme Petrify because we are already getting the Spirit back. And I just wanted to increase the duration of basically the ultimate. You know, I don't think I need the return here. Circle of Life, it's going to give you more max life. The more max life you have, the more fortify you have, the more damage you're going to do for retaliation. Seen that. Natural Disaster, and Resonance. Playing Nature's Fury here. Right, I've seen people run... What were they running? I forget what they were running, don't run it. Run this instead. Run Nature's Fury, you need to run this. Like, it's pretty simple. So that's about it. We're running through 97 because all the other instances were pretty bad. So sit back and I guess enjoy. We're going to Petrify for the elite mobs. Also Wallers and any type of suppressor. I'm going to go back and pick up that crest because I'd like an Envenom. I'd really like an Envenom amulet. I'm not going to have to worry about that little trash mob. Stone should be on the bottom here. So we already have the Unstop from Earthen. And then as soon as that runs out, then we just basically trample. And then right back to Earthen Bulwark. Right. And then that runs out. And then we're right back to trample. And that keeps our Tibbs damage up. And go ahead, pick up this little stone thing. Try to get this build rolling a little bit after the door. This dungeon's a little bit slow in the beginning, so I don't have any real gap closing, but once we get through this teleporter, it's going to roll a lot quicker. A lot quicker. Dun, dun, dun. You get back to trample, and then you see how the Earthen says 4 seconds left. And then your trample, once you hit Earthen, should say like 4 or 5 seconds left. Yeah. And then that's how you keep Tibbs procced for 100% uptime. Just petrify into that. You gotta find more stuff to hit, so I don't lose all the niceness that I have going. You can hit Earthen Bulwark to get you out of spots that you get stuck in, any type of CC. Here we're actually going to take the Earthen Bulwark because it's going to give me the Spirit Return. Then I need to cast more Boulders. Pick up some of this shit along the way. Totem. I don't know why I've done that. Nobody's looking for a totem. But if they are, I have one. Just Shred. Shred is a gap closer. That's cursed. Nice. Hit 4 seconds on Earthen, then trample, right? And then hit Earthen again. And then just continuously spam Hurricane and Boulder. This is basically the entire build. The important thing with this is to try to keep Earth and Bulwark and Trample separate. You don't want to use both at the same time. It doesn't stack like that. And I mean, the thing is pretty tanky. It's very, very tanky. So it does a great job. Let's see what we've got here. Rune Staff, no, don't need that. And take these totems and whatnot. Please give me a pair of gloves out here. They're probably not good. Totem. Collapse vault. Where do we have to go? Ooh, Vault of Cinders. Nice. So as soon as we hit 4 here, just gonna trample on over into the next room. Hit Earthen again. Petrify that shit in the corner. Wallers will totally like fuck this build though. It's not the most amount of fun. Getting walled by something kills this build. I'd actually like to find one so I can show you guys, but I am full clearing this. I am looking for loot. I am talking at the same time, so not paying perfect amounts of attention, but hey, you know, fuck out of here. 1% is better than 0%. A little suppressor there. We probably could have petrified that, but we're not going to. We're going to save it for that instead. Just keep hitting Shred for a gap clear. You see 4 seconds on Earthen, you go ahead and you hit Trample. You see 4 seconds on Trample, you go ahead, you hit Earthen. I mistimed that, so now I lose 1 stack, but that's fine. Not a channeled stack, a stack of Bulwark. Like you look at like a rotation, and if you mistime it, then you lose 1 aspect of the rotation. It's fine. And you basically just run unstoppable through this shit and close gaps with Shred. And that's gonna be the Boulder build. Let's see if I actually drop a good pair of gloves out here. A lot of people have been asking, oh, blah blah blah, because they'll run a dungeon with me. They're like, why do you never pick up your glyph XP? That's why. We don't need glyph XP out here, boy. Water totems. Let's see. Gloves. Please give me something good. We don't need any helmets. Boots are nice. Rings are nice. Yeah, rings are nice. Tuning stones for the shattered. Whatever. My burden. There's too much trash in my bags. Do we get a pair of gloves? No. And Storm Skill, all stats, no. No bueno. Alright guys, so thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and go kill some shit, dude. Get the boulder rolling. Later guys.